Sky Squad, what's up? Listen, we are back in the building. I don't even know what's going on today. The news is literally pop, locking, and dropping. We was on our last live talking about the whole situation with Porsha and Yandy. And then all of a sudden we get the news breaking about Medina and CLAUDIA. CLAUDIA is clapping back at this man. Listen, y'all, it's going down. Sky Squad, listen, if you in the house, let me know where you watching from. Sorry for the late night tea, but listen, we got to get into some things while the news is popping, okay? Listen, Tracy says this, who needs to sleep? Come on now, I'm right there with you, girl. Who needs to sleep? You know what I'm saying? We got all of our people in the house. I'm so sorry for the delay. Shar says there's a little bit of a delay. Let me know if you guys can hear and see me clearly. It's kind of late, so you know a lot of people on the Wi-Fi or whatever, but you know we still gonna try to make it do what it do, right? So apparently, if you guys can see me and hear me clearly, let me know, and then we'll just go ahead and jump right in with the tea, okay? Okay, I see some people saying, well, it looks like okay, yeah. Victory Praise says, yeah, I can hear you. We got you. Okay, well, you know what? Let's get into it. Let's go ahead. I don't even want to delay it. CLAUDIA is clapping back at Medina Islam, and here's what she got to say.
I don't like to respond to the, but my ex is on social media posting receipts, but his receipts are him making fun of my back injury that he caused when he slammed me backwards into a toilet. He is saying he has never been, never in his life has he been to anyone. But meanwhile, there's a whole restraining order that someone filed against him in Atlanta. I will be posting that on my page right after this. He said that he's never touched me, but I have pictures, and he even posted pictures of my bruises, which I never posted in my life. I've never posted them, but he posted them. Why'd you post them? How'd you get them, Medina? Yes, I sent them to you. Why didn't you call the police? I don't know. I just didn't want to bring attention to it. I just dealt with it. I licked my wounds, and I went on. My girl Nikki Chu was going to Bali. After I was in bed for a few days, I was like, you know what?
And shout out to our people over at the Neighborhood Talk for capturing this. I just want to acknowledge them.
Just gonna go and just get away. I went for a couple of days, and I got back, and he had a friend that started to call me to try to help get me back with him. And he tried up until November. Until the weekend, he got his baby mama pregnant. He was trying to work on getting back with me. I'm tired of what the comments I've seen with women. He's a good man. He's that because he's attractive. He's attractive, okay? And he has charm. So are we to believe that only unattractive men can commit these kind of things? Only men that are not actors or not he's not even a celebrity, but whatever, you know what I mean? Like if you're a fan of theirs, that they're not possible to put their hands on women. That's why so many women don't want to say, you know, because when we do say stuff, we get dragged like we're negative. We're bitter. We have a motive. I don't have a motive. It doesn't help me in my relationship to talk about, I just didn't bring up this, but I'm doing it because there's meaning behind it. Okay, so it's extremely frustrating when you keep it to yourself, and then on top of that, when you finally do talk about it, and I never even said his name, you get dragged. And so you see he posted all these emails that he typed me all in capitals, but you never posted the emails that I sent you. I said, where is this coming from? You're lying. But I will post that on my IG after this. I also have a recording that I'll play for y'all, and y'all can hear that as well. Medina, did you forget the things that you said to me? Did you forget that you broke into my apartment and my apartment manager, Marcus, had to have a screen fixed? Did you forget that they witnessed you climbing through the window in Playa Vista when I lived at Runway Apartments? Did you forget that you broke in and took my truck to move your stuff out while I was out of town, only to beg me to get back in there? Did you forget all the things you told me about yourself and your team? And I'm not even going all the way there with you, because I'm not going to be as petty as you. In your response to me, talking about me, you mentioned every little thing I've ever told you. When couples are together, they talk about things. Yes, I testified in the Mike Tyson trial, and was found guilty of it. I was called by the defense. If you think you're gonna use it as a negative against me, who are you pandering to? Who are you pandering to? You're trying to make me look bad. That's fine. Then you mentioned I sued The Price is Right. I absolutely did sue The Price is Right, and I won that too. You know why? I wasn't lying. I wasn't lying. That's why they wrote me that check. One that you haven't seen. That's why you don't have a car. That's why you live off women. That's why you probably went out to Phaedra in the first place. That's why you go after all the women. Your baby mama, well off, doing well.
Literally got catfished by a man. He's never had a home. For the 22 million.
Okay, so guys, this is where the brother comes in. So this is Medina Islam's brother, allegedly.
On IMDb, he should have more. And it's a shame that he doesn't. But this man is the fraud. His age is a fraud. His birthplace, he was born in Portland, Oregon. Like, why would you lie about that? I've never met anybody lie about where they're from.
So what are you going to say to people that say that, you know, you're being messy? How can you do this to your brother?
He's being messy. He's out here. Look, it's not that what he said on Marriage Boot Camp. It's when you Google Medina and you look up his story, you see a life of poverty that he did not have. His dad played in the NBA. We lived a very privileged life with pool passes and a very nice life in very good communities. And it's a shame to the people that have struggled for him to come back and say that he did what they did to get somewhere. Literally, it's a shame. And he's called our mom a prostitute.
So that's what bothers you the most, because he dragged your dead mom, right? Your mom died of stomach cancer, and I'm so sorry about that. He would always tell me that his mother was a schizophrenic woman that tried to sell you, that would turn tricks in hotel rooms with you and him next to her and try to sell you, is what he told me.
Those hotel rooms were why we're waiting for a custom home to be built, Claudia. That was why my dad was working between different jobs. When he would get promotions, we'd be between homes. We spent almost a year in a hotel when we were kids. There was no competition.
Like that? What do you think the motivation is to trash your mom like that?
Money. This is about money. This is 100% a cash grab for Medina. 100%. I have no question. I actually have proof of it. I have written proof. When you guys think he was dating her, nobody knew who he was at Phaedra's camp.
Wow. Okay, y'all. This is a lot to process. I feel like somebody said it. A couple of people said it in the chat. This too much. This is too much right here. Okay. You know, it's a hard situation for me. I mean, this definitely sounds like a very toxic relationship. It sounds like a very, I don't know. And this all started from, Claudia talking about, or asking her co-host, have there ever been a time when they have had an incident with someone that they were dating and they, as a Black woman, protected a Black man at the expense of their own, either safety or security, because they were talking about the whole Megan Thee Stallion situation, comparing, how Megan said that she was trying to protect Tory. So that's how all of this initially came about. So it's interesting, for me as a Black man, for my first inclination is when someone comes to light with something like this, my first inclination is, okay, what happened? We give this, we sort of have to look at the situation and say, okay, if she's saying this happened to her, I'm going to have to believe it, right? Until something is proven otherwise. It's a hard thing to do because you're believing one person over another. But at the point in time where we're at right now, our goal is to listen to our Black women and to hear them and to support them when they speak about the instances and things that have occurred in the past. I know a lot of people have questions about maybe why this wasn't brought to light before, but according to Claudia, she was protecting someone, and this situation with Megan and Tory prompted her to speak out. And several of the other ladies, sort of brought about their own past situations and struggles with this sort of thing before as well. Claudia was just really a lot more specific because she actually named names. And unfortunately, it happened to be a name that we all know quite well right now because he is on Marriage Boot Camp with that good Phaedra Parks. Let me ask you guys a question, just based on what we've seen here, You know, I want to know what you guys think about this. You know, like Kiana, I think a lot of us might be on the fence about this. And the reason why is because it is a case of he said and she said. It definitely sounds like a toxic relationship. How all of this happened in 6 months is beyond me. Okay. All of this stuff seemed to happen in 6 months time. It is beyond me. 6 months, we should just be, I feel like you really just still trying to get to know the person, right? We need to still be courting. You know what I'm saying? We need to still be dating each other, trying to find out what the real tea is. You know what I mean? 6 months in and you're going through all this, that's a whole lot of negative for 6 months. You know what I'm saying? But listen, here's the thing. Tracy Chappell says the truth is in the middle. Peggy Clark says, I believe her. Nene says, I can't get over the brother, though. He was spilling all the tea. That brother was spilling the tea. Worthy View says, protect the next woman, not the toxic man. And I'm inclined to my goal in some of the discussions that we have is just to discover more ways that we can protect and support our Black women. You know what I'm saying? Goddess Godiva, I will not stop saying toxic relationship. 6 months is not a relationship. Girl, listen. You can call it whatever you want to call it. You can call it a relationship, a situationship, an entanglement. Regardless of whether or not you want to call it a relationship or not, the thing was toxic. So you can say what you want. The semantics of it all, I don't really care about. The fact of the matter is, this was a toxic situation. Okay. Bottom line. Based on what he's saying, based on what she's saying, it don't sound toxic to you? Because that's some toxicity right there up in this building to me. I'm just saying. Right. Quality, not quantity, defines a relationship. That's kind of what I think as well. And at the end of the day, exactly, it is what it was. Toxic. A 6 month toxic mess. Okay. But for those of you guys who had questions about when this occurred, this actually occurred in 2016 when they were dating. If you guys Google photos and stuff like that, you guys can see that, he went with her to the BET Awards that year. And this was, I guess, a 6 month period of time that they dated in 2016. I'm not sure if it extended into 2017 or not. Yes, they were living together. She alleges that he was living with her. Thank you, Tracy. Both parties called it a relationship. So I'm going based on what they call it. You know what I'm saying? 6 months or whatever. Yes, indeed, Shaw, Sky Squad. We passionate up in here. We passionate. Thank you. Toxic is toxic. No number needed. Miss T says he seems thirsty for the spotlight. I love y'all. 6 months of mess. Yeah, definitely. It's a sad situation. You know what I'm saying? Because, at the same time that we want to listen to and uplift and support our Black women, we also want to, uplift and support our Black men. And it's just about finding ways to do it. But in order to be able to do that effectively, we have got to listen to both parties. And especially if one party is saying that I was hurt by another, we listen to that party that says she was hurt or that says he was hurt. And we figure out the best way to make the other party understand that the hurting has to stop. You know what I'm saying? And as we know, hurt people. And that's how these situations continue to progress. And then the next woman gets into the situation and then the next man gets into it. And it's a vicious cycle. And we need to figure out a way to stop it. But the only way that we can stop it is by having valuable conversations and conversations like the ones that we're having right now in the chatterization. This is how we move forward. You know what I'm saying? So listen, I always feel like, we get into the chat. We talk about the tea, but at the end of the tea, we got to discuss how we make things better because we can't just leave it where it was. You know what I'm saying? I don't necessarily know that I see any resolution for these two people other than to stop talking about it and to go get some counseling. You understand what I'm saying? Thank you for that super chat. Maybe that is the reason why. Listen, I feel like the reason why Phaedra ain't made out with this man is mostly because she just getting paid for this man to be on this show with WeTV. People honestly a lot of times say that when they've gone on WeTV, especially that marriage boot camp show, it's been alleged that people say that, they don't even care that the relationship is real or not. That's what people are alleging. So, you just kind of have to look at marriage boot camp with a side eye, and I definitely look at this relationship with a side eye. Henry Lester says his brother was on Fox Soul in the chats tonight as well. Okay. Yeah, keep it moving and distance yourself from the toxic. At the end of the day, Worthy View says, thank you, Richard, for always riding for the culture and including us in the conversation. I mean, listen, Black women are the backbone of our culture, and we need to make sure that we continue to uplift and support them. You know what I'm saying? Especially us as Black men. It doesn't matter, that's just our main goal. And I feel like the more we uplift and support our Black women, the better we also fare as well, just culturally in general and as citizens in this country. So I just feel like, we have to make that statement and that stand. Precious Williams says, I just want Claudia to heal from this. I want them both to heal from this as well, too, because I feel like whatever this whole situation was, clearly, like I said, and like a lot of you guys have said as well, it is very, very toxic. And, quite frankly, a lot of people have found themselves in these situations. And a lot of times when we look back at our relationships, one person looks at the situation. Everybody is a hero and a villain at one point in time in a relationship when it's over. OK, so you, from your perspective, might look at yourself as the hero, meaning that you were the person who was in the right and the other person was in the wrong. But if you turn the mirror the other way, the other person most likely sees themselves as the hero and you as the villain. And I really think that this is one of those situations where both people view themselves as heroes and the other as the villain. And it's unfortunate because I think that there's somewhere along the way that relationship got strained in that short 6-month period of time. And neither one of these parties have actually healed from it. And I think that both of them probably at some point in time need to talk to somebody. Now, and to be quite honest with you, if you want to get down to the real of the situation, I really think that instead of having Phaedra on marriage boot camp, it should have been Claudia Jordan on marriage boot camp with Mr. Medina, because at the end of the day, that was the realness right there. And that's the stuff that we really need to see. And that's the stuff that we could really get the most value from, not this fakery that we got with Phaedra. Get her on there with Apollo and Sherry Ann, and then we got a show. You know what I'm saying? But until they're willing to do all of that and get the real deal, I really don't feel like that show is really going to give us the things and the tools that we need to move forward as productive members in relationships and as a culture. You know what I'm saying? So for me, it's just like, I can't with the foolery on that show. You know what I'm saying? This definitely would have been something that would have been a whole lot better, because then you could have brought in the family members as well, because they like to do the marriage boot camp family edition too. So we could have brought the whole brother up in there too, because obviously he got some issues with Medina as well. And it sounds like from what the brother is saying that the rest of the family might have issues with Medina as well too. And then it sounds like we need to get to the root of why Medina might be allegedly lying about his age to the people and why he can't get up off these women's couches allegedly as well. So we got a whole lot of work that we need to do, not only with these relationships, but with this man, because the common theme here is that the man might be or allegedly is a liar. You know what I'm saying? According to Claudia and the brother. You know what I mean? So that's just the work that I think that needs to be done in both of these situations. But that's just me. OK, now listen, with that being said, I'm going to bed. If it's some more tea to come out, I'm going to have to sleep on it, okay? We're going to have to sleep on it. We're going to think about it. And if something comes out, Lord knows, if I get on here tomorrow, it'll have to be early tomorrow, because I need to be, doing some things for Babe's birthday. So I just had to bring this to y'all because y'all pointed it out in that last video I was doing about Porsha and Yandy and Cynthia. And I wanted to make sure that I got this for y'all, and we put it on and we got a chance to speak about it. But with that being said, y'all know what's up. I love y'all. Be safe out there. Wear your mask. Stay in the house tonight. You know what they always say, after midnight, ain't nothing open but legs. So go ahead and stay yourself in the house and stay safe. Y'all know I love y'all, and I'll see y'all in the next video.